Hello friends, today we're going to be making an omelette for dinner. So welcome to my point of view omelette making video. Get settled, grab a cup of coffee or something like that, a tea, just whatever you find to be a nice relaxing drink. And yeah, put your feet up and enjoy the video. So first we're going to start off with some sliced red onion. This is going to be one of our vegetables that goes into the omelette. Just dropped some on the floor already. That's not good. But that's okay because honestly, I don't even think I'd need a whole half of a red onion. As you can see, I'm using a leftover half of a red onion that I had from some other time. I think I had some raw red onion with the dinner recently. Yeah, so got that. That's what we're working with. We have a onion. We're going to de-juice this tomato, so we're going to take the top off like so, squeeze the juice and middle out of the tomato, because we don't really want a really wet omelette. We're going to just use the dry part of the tomato. We'll use all of it, so we have our onion there, fabulous, and then we're going to kind of dice this tomato. You can use the top as well, which is perfectly edible, and dice. You can definitely do with a sharpened knife, but we'll get around to that at some point. I actually sharpened it just the other day, so this is as good as it gets. So yeah, we're just going to chop this tomato up. Now, I've not actually had an omelette in quite some time, to be fair. I did go through a stage recently of really enjoying kind of, I guess you could say, French toast. Although I wouldn't say it is quite as fancy as a French toast. It's more just like a eggy bread, I'd call it personally. It's just fucking bread dunked in egg and put in a frying pan. Serve it up with some tomato sauce. Bob's your uncle. That's right. So we've also got some somewhere in the back here, some chilies. So we got some chopped chilies from the other day. Oh, fucking quite a lot of them actually. I'll probably just chuck all of them, half of them. I don't know. Should we just chuck? We'll chuck all of them in. You know, fucking for the video, really, isn't it? So next up, Pyrex, and we're going to go for 4 eggs because this is kind of our only dinner. I'll tell you a story. Actually, I was going to get a curry tonight. Well, I was contemplating a curry, but I had one of my wisdom teeth removed on Friday. And my mouth is still very swollen. I look like some sort of chipmunk, or at least like a one-sided chipmunk. You know, like both of my cheeks aren't chipmunky, but one of them certainly is. And it's not pleasant. And I really love curry, and I just don't think I'd be able to enjoy it properly if I were to get one tonight. So I'm getting creative. I was thinking of fried rice, but I'd have to. I don't have any pre-cooked egg, pre-cooked white rice at the moment. And if you know how to make fried rice, you'll know that you need cold rice. And right now, I can't really be fucked cooking the rice and then waiting for it to cool. Not that it takes long to cool if you spread it out on a baking tray. That's a good tip if you want to make fried rice but don't have any pre-cooked spread it out on a baking tray and then leave it next to a window or something like that. Maybe don't leave it next to a window because you might end up with flies on it. Leave it in a room with an open window, but keep it away from the window because you never know what's going to pop through the window and fucking eat it. Some kind of hungry bird. Maybe even fucking Gary from down the street might walk past and fancy a wee bite. So yeah, gonna get these eggs nice and light and fluffy, like that. Really well mixed. Now, the omelette's gonna come together very quick, so I'm gonna chop this avocado. So I'm just gonna have this avocado on the side, because I had 2 avocados in my fridge. And I don't want to waste them. Normally, I'd have like fish and like raw stuff, like raw ginger and raw red onion kind of for dinner. That's what I've been kind of enjoying recently. It's quick to throw together and it's very healthy. But I've just not been having that because crunching on raw red onion right now does not sound very pleasant with a load of stitches in the back of my mouth. So yeah, we'll fucking go for the softer foods at the moment, which includes, well, stuff like avocados, which I've not been eating for some reason over the last few days, because I've been eating bolognese. That's right, I've been eating bolognese. I can barely get the spoon in my mouth. Honestly, it's painful trying to open my mouth. But anyway, woe is me, please. Give me sympathy. I'm just kidding, don't. I don't really want your sympathy. I'm perfectly capable of dealing with the pain of these wisdom teeth being removed. Send help! Send help! So we're just going to chop this up now into kind of like squares or something like that. I don't know, like dices. There's kind of like a dice, but like a kind of really big dice. And then that's going to be avocado. Throw it on the plate kind of thing. So yeah, just making sure that we keep washing our hands whenever we like cross-contaminate or lick them, you know. We're not an unclean chef. And you might be wondering, why the fuck are there slices of American cheese sitting there on the countertop? Well, that's because that's one of the ingredients for the omelette. We're gonna have an American cheese style omelette, going with a bit of olive oil, a little bit more olive oil. We like olive oil, it's good stuff. And then we're gonna get that pan nice and hot. Just bought this bottle of olive oil the other day. Quite fancy and posh, but I decided to get a bottle in glass and start only getting them because I was getting this Tesco's brand extra virgin olive oil, but then one of the reasons I bought this here machine, this water distiller, is to move away from microplastics and all this shit. So I figure, for some reason I feel like plastics would leach into oil more than they would water. So yeah, doing away with that. That's interesting. The oil's kind of like created a face or something, like a weird face. You got 2 eyes there, a nose and a mouth. Looks quite scary actually, to be honest, but soon it will be covered with eggs. Now do I have everything I need? I think I do. We're actually going to season the eggs with some pepper. Now we're not going to season it with salt because from my understanding I think salt does something to eggs when it comes to cooking. So we're going to season the omelette after it's cooked, basically. So we're going to be yeah, we'll get the pepper in for now. Get that oil mixture on. I'm actually going to take it just off the heat just for a second. We don't want it too hot. And while it's off the heat. The reason I've taken it off the heat is so I can get these cheese slices peeled, ready to go. Because when everything comes together, I like to have it organised. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. Anyway, right, in with the eggs. Let's do this. Okay, they're barely cooking. They will though. Let's get rid of that. Turn the heat up a tad. They're gonna cook. Geez, I feel like I've maybe put too much oil on it, to be honest, but it's okay. It'll be fine. I'm actually gonna go for this spatula. And we're gonna get the onions and stuff in just one moment. We're gonna, I think, give it like a minute or so. We have a plate, we have chilies, we have onion, we have tomato, we have eggs, and they're cooking in a pan, which is just what we want. Yeah, so I think that's about it really, to be honest. I don't think there's really anything else I want to put in this. So just while that egg's underway, we'll get that rinsed out. And yeah, we're going to start getting the ingredients into the pan, because I just think we should, to be honest. So we're going to get that red onion sprinkled around there nicely, somewhat spread out. We're going to do the same with the tomato. I dropped a bit on the floor, but it doesn't really matter, I don't care. And same with the chili. I'm not sure if the chili's a good idea, to be honest. With the wisdom tooth out, but I mean, I was going to get a curry anyway, so yeah, I like spice. I don't mind it too much. Get that seed in there. Get the heat down. Oh, my hands, they're burning. That water was hotter than I expected. And here we go, omelette is cooking. Maybe I did put in just the right amount of oil, because it's not sticking, which is what we want. I don't think it is. Setting on the bottom. Looks good, right, I'm happy with that. So, put you in the bin. Tiny little piece of tomato. Right. So that's cooking away, just as it should be. The only thing that's left is to put the cheese in, and then fold it, and then just kind of let it cook on each side for a bit, until the middle is sufficiently cooked. So I think I'm actually going to start getting the cheese in now. Looks quite oily on the top there. You know, it does look like the oil's kind of gone on top of the omelette, but you know what? Olive oil's good for you, so let's not complain about it. Now, I think this is going to be quite good, actually. Let's stick that bit down there, and then we can do like 2 pieces like that. Oh, look at that, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect, guys. I mean, would you look at that? What an absolutely fabulous looking omelette. Right, we need you. We're going to put this in the recycling. And then, yeah, so just going to let that kind of cook on each side now. Well, I say each side, it's cooking on the one side. I think we should have a look underneath. Oh, fuck. I might need a bigger spatula. Might need a bigger spatula for this one. Get that there. Underneath. And over. There we go. Oh, that worked so fucking well. And now that's going to help melt the cheese a bit. So we're just going to kind of let it cook on that side. Now, it looks like a fucking mess, and it is a mess. Deal with it. that's just how we roll today. Making a messy omelette for dinner. Got our plate. I'm gonna get the avocado on there. I'll do all the washing up afterwards, since this is a cooking video, and oh shit, fucking thing's a mess, isn't it? Gonna have to try and flip it now. Oh yeah. Good attempt, but it didn't work very well. So yeah, I mean, it's still fucking somewhat together. At least this side is. Me personally, I think it looks perfectly fine. I think I'm going to enjoy this thoroughly. So we're just going to kind of just press it down a bit. It's like a deconstructed omelette, you know. There's no rules when it comes to cooking, textures and ingredients and all this shit, you know, like structure. Just do it how you like it. You know, the main thing is that you end up enjoying what it is you're cooking. Now, to be honest, I think that's fucking just about done. So we're gonna give it another flip. I think, to be honest, might just be easier to do that. How does it smell? Interesting. I think the American cheese definitely gives it a bit of a tangy smell. But I mean, overall, it smells pretty good, to be honest. Get all of those extra bits on there. We're gonna get ourselves a fork. I don't think we're really gonna need a knife, to be honest. And that is that. We'll season with a bit of salt. I'm actually gonna get this pan in here and soaking. Plenty of this lovely Himalayan pink salt that we've got on everything. And voila, dinner is served. Would you look at that? I actually am going to go for a knife, to be honest. I do think knives are quite helpful when it comes to eating food. Right. We'll just get this like really cool kind of up close action going on.
Damn, would you look at that? That's a fine ass meal, boy. Yes.
Hello there, my darlings. Dinner is served. So let's see what we have here. We have avocado and omelette, and that's basically it. So we're going to go in with some of the omelette. It tastes good. It's seasoned well. I didn't get a bit with the cheese, so we're going to try it now with the American cheese, see what that's like. It's actually very nice. Now, despite looking like quite the mess, this is actually quite a tasty omelette. I think when you get the omelette and a piece of the avocado, it's gonna make it a nice refreshing bite. It's very good indeed. And if I look like I'm gagging, I'm not actually gagging. This is me struggling to contain food in my mouth right now with a very sore, swollen socket at the back from where my wisdom tooth used to be. I'll just drop some tomato on the floor. It's okay, I'll pick it up soon. But yeah, normally my eating is, I can eat a little bit more, less messy, I'd say, and in larger bites as well. Mm. So, if you're looking for a quick and easy omelette recipe, and you have these ingredients laying around in your cupboards, American cheese, onion, tomato, chilies, you know, you can throw all these things together with some eggs in a pan and you have a really delicious meal. Didn't cost anything, very filling, and very tasty. Throw an avocado on the side. It's like salad, and yeah, you've got yourself a really good meal. I'm glad I did this. I'm definitely going to get a fucking curry once my stitches are not so bad and all that jazz. Ugh. I wish I could eat normally. That's a bit too big a mouthful, to be honest. I'm getting a bit optimistic there, but it's hard to open. Oh. I dropped a piece of tomato on the floor. I'll be right back. I'm back. I hope you didn't miss me too much. Right. So, yeah, the eggs are cooked perfectly, to be fair. They're nice and cooked on the outside of the omelette. You've still got a nice fluffy texture on the inside. And the ingredients are just, you know, they taste nice and fresh. And the addition of the American cheese doesn't give it too much of an unhealthy kind of feel to it. I think the texture is still quite nice. And yeah, it tastes great. When you get a big mouth of the American cheese with it, I do get like a very strong McDonald's vibe. And it's not a bad thing. I think it tastes great. I love that American cheese taste. I had this left over because I made some veggie burgers recently. And yeah, what better application to use the American cheese than an omelette? Never would have thought American cheese in an omelette would be this good, but it is. Ah, the pain and suffering. fabulous, I must say. Yeah, so that's about it really. Quite glad I actually had that. Rather than getting a curry, I've just saved about 17, 18 quid, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. That was really nice. Yeah. All right, cool. Have a nice evening. Bye.